morning, Kannan. How are you?
Morning, ma'am. Doing good. How about you?
Doing good. I think this podcast headliner should be the thing that you used in 2015 when you came to America, the content that you posted from
Yeah, ma'am.
Amji Karai to America. That is what it should be. Am I right?
Correct, ma'am.
Okay. So, Kannan, I've known you for over 10 years, I think. I've seen you grow. You came as a very young, you came as a BA, am I right? A
Yeah,
business
yes, ma'am.
analyst. And then you are a manager now. You have progressed very well. So let's talk and learn more about you. I know most of it, but I would like to hear some of your thoughts. So you share your early memories, fond memories of your early life because you grew up in a giant family, and
Correct.
this was in Madurai. You are a Madurai person, am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
So it's a very long journey, and uh, maybe fortunately or unfortunately, I had so many learnings in my entire the life. So I born and grew up in a joint family where we used to stay like even at both my father's place and my mother's place. Entirely, it was a joint family. We used to have like. It's not like gathering on the vacation. The every day will be like a vacation mode in our
Vacation.
home.
So many
So
cousins, I guess.
yes. So we
Uh-huh.
use in either places we used to live with like a minimum 20 members in the home. So that's how we
Uh-huh.
used to grow up. And that will add up when we have the vacation mode. Like other cousins from the various locations will also come, and
Uh-huh.
it will be like kind of an uh, mini
Party
festival
time
at the
all the
home.
time.
Yeah, yes, sir. And many
So
of
you did
the
all your schooling, everything in Madurai?
yeah, yes, ma'am. There I did my schoolings, college, everything at Madurai. So
This
completely
was
born
the,
and brought
and
up.
you lived in your grandfather's place.
Yes, grown up like here and there, like grandfather's place, and then my native village and everything over there within the
And
Madurai.
your parents lived with your
Yes,
grandfather, or
yeah,
where they were living? Basically, everything is from everybody stayed in Madurai put, and then you grew up in Madurai.
yeah, yes, ma'am.
So,
So it's like my father's grandma's and that the home and my mother's grandma and all the homes are next to street by. So we don't want to travel. We just walk for a 5 minutes. I'll reach there, and that I can meet the other 30, 40 persons over there and walk over here. And that's a nice experience. And I learned like and then my most of the time I used to grow with my grandfather, with this my father of my mom, and he used to stay. We used to have the family cinema theater, which called the Meenachi theaters. I used to grow up there on every weekend. So I remember like sitting and watching the films most of the times in the operator cabin rather than the seats. So I used to have
oh,
those.
those you used to watch film in those theaters with the
Yeah,
where you can sit down and watch. Oh, okay, very nice.
yeah,
Before all this fancy theaters came, I remember going to my party's home in South Arcot district. I went and
yeah,
watched Airathil Oruvan, even though it was an old movie in the
yeah.
bench, and you can during the break I used to run back to my party's home. It was so close. We used to run back to the home to have a snack and then go back to the movie.
Correct.
Yeah, that's amazing. You will never get those days back, I guess. Those are all
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
bygone eras. Yeah. So you started your career as a graphic designer,
Yeah,
and you worked in three other companies before you joined ANB. And then
correct.
when you joined ANB, you became a business analyst. That was quite a leap from a graphic designer to business analyst. How did you adapt, and why did you change your career? Why? What was the reason? And I'm pretty sure adapting to a different setup would not have been easy. You would have had difficulties. How did you manage all of the stuff?
Okay. So I started off as a graphic designer, and I didn't think that is going to be that was my short term for instead of going to the postgraduate. But all of this sudden, my lecturer when I was he was a professor for me at the college, and he called me, and okay, one of our known friend circle is going to start a IT company, and I know you how you work, and he referred me over there, and then I joined that. That I was the second employee in that company, the startup man.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
So that is where then I changed from the graphic designer. Then in the graphic designer, I was just as an intern and I was learning things because I had a computer background. And that was the career when I switched over into IT industry, and I started learning every parts of the business. Since I was started up with a startup company, and I was a trainee, and my senior, the employee one was my senior to in my college. So we used to sit daily and review and then study all the areas, and that's where it helped me to survive in all the areas in the throughout the project management life cycle. So designing, development, web application, mobile, everything I used to learn. And I could not, any of those names I still remember, and I am just constantly meeting them and tagging in the Facebook. The 2025 is going to be completing my 20th year of my career in the IT
Uh-huh.
industry. I will not forget their names until ANB,
They
ma'am. So I
shaped
have,
you to whatever you are. That's what you're trying
yes,
to say, right?
yeah,
That is very nice, Kannan. Not very often people remember who helped them, because they become engrossed in their own life and they tend to forget who gave them the push or the lift that is needed. But
correct.
for you to remember that and thank them, that is just amazing.
Uh,
So you joined ANB in 2014, am I right?
Correct, yes, ma'am.
2014. And then the same year you got married?
No, I got married in 2012, and I
Uh-huh.
was working in the company called the previous company. And when I joined ANB, again it's an as you stated, like different path. 2014 is the one when I joined company. My son got birth, so
Oh,
that's,
Annamalai was born
yeah.
then. Okay, 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 okay. So you are a new father then. How did you manage the new job, a completely different set of environment, completely new technique, and then a father, a young father. How did you manage?
It was, as I stated, I had a different verticals and different learnings and different pathways, and this was my entire new pathway because being as a father, I realized how my father and my grandfathers was that having this new workplace and new domain, and even when, frankly speaking, before coming to NB, I know that I know nothing related to my related to energy domain, and all I pursued here is after joining here with working with different clients and mentors. So in course of learning over that, I don't want to forget, and my wife played a vital role since he took over the entire responsibility so that I can stay here calm and work and learn everything. And 1 year we survived to manage, but we could not. But she sacrificed and she left her job and took a work from home option. And then now she's trying to manage both and she's leveraging. So I can succeed in my career life. So
That is very nice of her. We'll talk about Annamalai a bit later. And I think, if I am right, I remember that you got your first bullet also in the year 2014 or 2015.
yes, yes, sir.
Yeah,
2050.
2015, you got your bullet, and that was a big deal. You brought the bullet, everyone went and looked
Hey,
at
that
it.
was my lifetime. From the childhood, I
Dream.
was crazy about motors like a bullet and cars. Like that came into my that first dream got achieved, like getting an Royal Enfield.
That was your dream. You achieved it, and then immediately in 2015 uh, September, you flew to America for the first time.
Correct. Yes,
You
ma'am.
flew to US. You went to Dallas. We went and we came to meet you in Dallas. I think right before Diwali, we came and we
Yes, yes,
came
ma'am.
to. I think that was the beginning of many of the trips that you took to US. I think you've been there 5, 6 times so far.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. 5, 6 times, and
5, 6 times, and you've spent months there. The last time you were there was last year. You were
yeah,
not
last
here
year.
when we did the inauguration, or you left right after the inauguration.
Correct. Right after the inauguration, I left
Right.
January
So
20.
you have been in the cold weather, you have been in the hot weather, and you have survived, and you've learned cooking, and you have done everything. America has
Yeah.
shown you what all the difficult things that you need to learn, and you have
Yes,
done that. Amazing.
yes, yes.
Okay. So from 2015, and we are almost the end of 2024. As I said in the beginning, you joined as a business analyst. Now you are a manager. Not only a manager, you are the go person for every problem, every little thing everyone has. How has this whole thing evolved in almost 10 years? How has been your growth, and who has been your champion for this growth, and who has supported you? And you have seen A&B grown, and what is what do you want to say about that? The 10-year growth that you have had, and you have seen the company grow also, and who has been your champion in the company for you to be wherever you are?
So I will miss many of this, ma'am, but I had very plenty of opportunities and learning opportunities in ANB in addition to my the other careers as well. So as I stated, after until I joined ANB, I don't know nothing about energy. So even the electricity, I know, okay, 1 unit is 4 rupees. That's all I know used to know. But I learned a lot, like why there is shutdowns is taking place at the summer, and why we are so all those relating to our life, the energy domain, right? I learned everything from ANB. And the first two mentor was that like that opportunity will not be having at any other companies. The first project I involved was like I was directly working with Bala sir, CEO, and Selvan. So that gave me the opening opportunity to work on. Or four others. So that gave me to an opening opportunity to work on the project, and then was directly working with Bala sir and then with the client, and I learned again a lot over
That's
there.
when you came to Dallas for the
Yes,
Encore project.
yeah, that triggered me to come to US, and I also stated it with Bala sir earlier. I didn't forget that. So when I landed, he came me to pick up at Houston
Yeah.
airport. And he asked me, "How was your flight journey? And it was your first international travel?" Yes. Okay, no, it was my first flight journey in of my life here. And the first flight journey is taking at a Qatar and landing at a Houston. So I will never forget. I told him so. That was a
I still
memorable.
remember he came to the airport to pick you up. He said he's
Yes.
coming for the first time. So let me go pick him up and come. I remember that.
Yeah.
That is amazing, amazing. As I said in the beginning, and I'm telling, I have seen you literally grow in this company, and you are very committed, and you make sure things get done, and you don't hurriedly leave the place. You are there till 2 o'clock in the night or 3 o'clock in the night, and I know Bala can depend on you, call you at any time when we had the issue, whenever there are issues. I know we wake you up. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you so much for all your commitment. Continue to do whatever you're doing, and shine, and climb up and achieve your dreams. From the work, let's focus on your child.
Mhm.
I met Annamalai, I think in 2016 you brought him, or 2017. He was just fascinated with cars that he knew. And how old was he? He was
He was
4 years
around
or 5 years
4
old.
years or so. Yes, yes, ma'am.
4 years, the amount of talking he used to do with cars about, I mean, he knew every single car in planet, and then he wanted you to get you got, which car did you get at that time? And he said, this is a Dappa car. Why did you buy? Which car was that?
Was having a Wagoner and he didn't like
He
it.
said, why do you have this car? Go buy, which he wanted an Audi. Am I right?
Yeah, he wanted an Audi and BMW, and he
Yeah,
also
he
asked
knew
Rolls
all the
Royce.
foreign cars. Yeah, yeah.
He
And
also,
I think the video recording of him talking about the cars is still on Facebook. It was just
yeah,
amazing to see such a young kid, have so much knowledge about cars, and he knew exactly what needs to be, what needs. So he is 8 years old. I just saw him last month when he had come for the book launch. He's 8 years old now.
no, ma'am, he's now 10.
10.
Yeah.
And he's grown, and is he still fascinated with cars, or is his thing has changed from cars to something else?
So he's fascinated in cars, but the interest has shifted to stationaries and the drawings, and because the curricular, extracurricular now.
Maybe because you were a graphic designer, that you've passed on the genes of this designing thing.
Yeah,
So he's into all those stuff because of the school influence. Maybe there's a drawing
correct.
class there that he's
Uh,
become passionate about.
yes.
Amazing. Okay. So you are at work 5 days a week, and you are a workaholic. That's what I tell Bala. How do you find time to spend? How do you find time to spend with the family? Family time. Where do you get time? Because you're working, and you are like there from there at 10 o'clock in the morning. Not that you go home late. You are not coming late. You are there. Where do you have time? And how do you allocate the time?
So mostly on the weekends. So I used to spend mostly on the Sundays. I used to spend with my family. Uh, Earlier we used to go out somewhere on the Sundays to spend some time. Right now we reduced that and we used to stay at home and spend our time, so that again going out and wasting time on traveling, we used to save the time and only go out when it's required. And most of the time I used to go late at night to have calls, and then sometimes I used to go a little early at the home and then take calls from there. And most of the time I used to spend time in the mornings, like waking up my son, getting up ready, and dropping him at school. And that's the time I used to spend. I don't want to miss that, so I used to
Yeah.
do that on a
But
daily basis.
but I think few years back you had the family back in your village and you used to drive back to
Yes,
and fro. Am I right? Weekends you used to
correct.
go see them and then come. Why were
Yeah.
they sitting there in the village because of COVID?
Yes, ma'am. When we had a COVID and lockdown,
You went
we
there.
just went to wife's native and the village, and we stayed over there. And even after the relaxed travel, and I don't wanted to bring them there because there is no school. They wanted to just stay within the home. He spent a quality time in the village, and going with non-polluted airs, and so I don't wanted to diss them. Then rather I travel here and there, so that.
That was a long travel you were doing every weekend. Am I right? Not. It's like where were
Yes.
they? They were in Ramanathapuram or
No, earlier there was in Rama, near Tirunelveli,
Tirunelveli. But
Tenkasi, Shankaran
still, it
Kovel.
was like a 10-hour drive. Am I right?
Yeah, 10 to 12 hours a drive a stretch. Yeah.
Yeah. And Annamalai did not want to come back to Chennai, I suppose.
Yes, then later he just came back, and then now he settled in Chennai.
Now he's settled. Does he
Yeah.
ask to go back to the village or?
Yeah, he will. He will. He is interested to go back. So on the
Okay.
vacations.
Okay. That is really good. Okay. Um. So coming back to ANB, you led the development of a significant product in the digital signature at ANB Systems. What was your approach to driving this innovation, and how did this experience impact your perspective in leadership and growth within the company?
So again, this was tied up to that project that when we worked with Encore, and wanted to travel to a client's place and sit over there and make things work so that we
Uh-huh.
are completing the project on time. And that was the assignment provided. So to be very frank, I didn't realize that this significant project I was working made live. And after I see the email from Bala sir, I realized, oh, we have made some mark over there, like first digital signature by customer signed through our product eTrack and was successfully done by me. So that was a bigger accomplishment. After seeing that email only, I realized, oh, we have made. I've had a commitment. Okay, we need to complete this project on time, and that was driving me. Okay, we also faced some challenges in that, like because it's a legal, there is a change, and we can't just discuss and take an action. That has to go through a legal team, and they need to give a sign off to go over
Review
there.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, so since I was there and it was easy to go and discuss them, convince them, okay. And then I was just thinking about the timelines and deliveries and go live, and before coming back we need to make live and train them was the assignment. So I was driving towards that.
Was
And
this in 2015 or when you came back again? You came
no,
back in
2015.
2020?
No, it was the first time when I was there in
20,
2015.
2015. Yeah.
So that to accomplish that is drive to me, and then after that I realized, okay, this was a milestone which I achieved.
A very big milestone. It's not an ordinary milestone.
Yeah.
Very big milestone that you achieved. Definitely, Kannan, I've known you, I've seen you grow, and I talk to you almost every day when I'm there. It is just amazing, and we are very happy for you wherever you are, Bala and I, because You don't come across many people that often who are so passionate about what they are doing and who who takes a lot of effort to accomplish things. Congratulations.
Thank
Keep
you,
up
ma'am.
the amazing job.
Yeah.
Keep inspire. I think you should inspire the younger staff that are there, that and I know, I tell everyone when they have a problem, go to KC. That is how it has been. You are the
Yeah.
problem solver for everyone, and not only that, you teach them so much. It's not solving the problem, but you guide every single individual that comes and asks you help. You embrace them, and you guide them in the right path. Keep up that,
Thank you, ma'am.
and keep inspiring people. And more than anything, keep inspiring Annamalai so he can become like you.
Thank you.
And very nice talking with you and learning about little about. I know more stuff than what you have told me, but still, your past and growing up in Madurai and all. It was really nice talking to you. Keep up the great work, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.